Hi everybody, it's Keren here from tuppencecoloured.co.uk and thank you very much for joining me today. This is what I've been making today. It is a Springer card. Very easy to make and very effective. They look very nice sitting on your mantelpiece. Stay with me and I'll show you how I made it. Here's what I'm using for my pop-up card base. I have a piece of powder pink and it's 4 inches by 10 inches. And I've got a scrap of crumb cake. I've got some pieces of Delightful Daisy DSP. Now I'm not quite sure which of these two patterns I'm going to use, so I've cut myself 2 pieces. And I'm also going to be using the Stitched Shapes framelits. For the daisy, I'm going to use Whisper White. This is the ordinary Whisper White, not the extra thick. The Daisy Delight stamp, I'm going to use that big stamp there. I'm going to make my daisy sort of pink, so I'm using powder pink ink, and I'm going to use the daisy punch. And my daisy is going to have a bling centre rather than a natural looking one, so I've got the gold faceted gems. The daisy stamp is mounted on a clear block. I've got my silicone mat underneath. I've got my piece of Whisper White and my powder pink ink, which I've just stuck my thumb into. Well done. And I'm just going to stamp. I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the ink to transfer, and there it is. Okay. Now, when I stamped, I made sure that I had one going kind of north and south and east and west, not that way. Okay, it's not with like 2 at the bottom, because that is going to make it much easier for me to punch out. Okay, so I want it straight up and down, and we count 2. And I'm going to turn my card because I want a 3rd one. And you have as many layers as you like. Okay, I find for me I like it best when there are 3 layers, but 2 is plenty. Okay, so that's all I'm going to do for those. Just wipe my thumb before I go any further. And now I'm just going to bring in my daisy punch. Now if I wanted to, I could sponge ink onto these pieces, but today I'm just going to have just a hint of pink rather than a lot of pink. And just line that up and down. 2 and 3. Now, if I sponge them, just something that I have done, that is the effect that I get. And all I did was I took my Stampin' sponge and my powder pink, and I just lightly sponged over the top, and I sponged over the back as well. But I'm not going to do that on this one. I'm just going to leave that with just the stamping. Right. So next step is to give these some dimension. And if you've ever watched me make flowers before, you know that I love to give my flowers dimension. So I'm going to begin by curling the petals on the back here. Now this is a flower shaping tool that I've had in my stash for quite some time, but something with a nice rounded end, anything will do. Turn it over and push it back. And I'll do the same on the other 2 pieces. And they really don't take long at all. Now this punch, as I am making this video, these are still not available in UK. We're expecting them in very soon, so I am teasing you a bit, because basically they were much more popular than Stampin' Up expected, and we sold out of almost a whole year's worth in no time at all, just with demonstrators ordering them, pre-ordering them for their businesses. So a little spot of wet glue in here. So I suppose the moral of the story is that being a demonstrator is a very, very good thing, and because basically demonstrators have got all of these at the moment, and that is one of the benefits of being a demonstrator, is that you get access to products ahead of time, as well as a discount on everything you buy, and it's up to you really whether or not you want to make it a business and try and make some money out of it, or whether you're just a hobby demonstrator and you just want it for, you just join for the discount. Stampin' Up perfectly fine with that. And actually at the moment it is a very, very good time to join, because in July 2017 Stampin' Up are offering a really really good joining incentive, whereby you pay £99 for, I think it's £135 worth of Stampin' Up goodies, which you choose. They don't tell you what you're going to have. You pick what you'd like out of the catalogue, and as well as that, they are giving you a bonus starter kit worth, I think, £47, which contains things like your snips, your grid paper. It's a lovely stamp set, again, which is on sale to everybody right at the moment. So it's a really, really good time to join. And yeah, go in touch with your demonstrator, or if you don't have one and you're in the UK, get in touch with me. I'd love to have you in my team. Okay, so I'm going to put that on one side for the glue to dry, but that is my daisy. So I'm going to put that aside and let's get on to making the card. Right, I'm going to begin by scoring the card at 4 inches and again at 6 inches, and I'm going to make a mark at 2 inches, and I'm going to turn my card over, flip it, and make a mark at 2 inches. And now I'm going to join up that mark to that corner, so I'm going to go right through that crease in the middle there, and away we go. And I'm going to do the same for, there's my 2 inch mark there, and that corner there. Now I've marked the 6 inch mark on my scoreboard with a bit of Sharpie, so that I can see that I'm in the right channel. If you feel happier about doing this with a ruler, on a ruler on something squishy like a squishy mat, then by all means do so. Okay, so I'm also marking along the top edge of 2 inches, and now I'm going to join up that corner with that corner. Whoops. And same again over here, that corner to that corner. Okay, so those pieces can come off. I'm going to move that out of the way, and I'm going to bring in my Stampin' trimmer, because I want a nice straight cut here. So I'm lining that up with my cutting channel. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Let me turn it over so that you can see it. And now I'm just going to fold along and train my lines. That's my bone folder, I had it a second ago. Where's that gone? There it is. burnish the lines, burnish my scores. Okay. My pop-up Springer card. I have the two largest of the framelets from the stitched square framelets, and I'm going to cut out one in a piece of crumb cake, and the smaller one I'm going to cut out a piece of the Delightful Daisy DSP, but I'm going to turn it so that the pattern is going from corner to corner, because when I put it onto my Springer card, then they will be going up and down and not diagonally. So I'm going to go over to the Big Shot and do that, and I will be back in just a few minutes. And here we are. So time to start putting the card together. So let's start putting it together. I've cut a 3 3/4 inch square of the Delightful Daisy DSP, and I'm just going to put some fast fuse on the back of it. And I am using fuse this time because I'm going to be sticking that part of my card down to it. So I want to make sure that it's very, very well stuck to the card underneath. Okay, and I'm going to put some fuse on this triangle here. Come on, fuse. Play the game. That's the way. Play the game. Not quite sure what the game is, but I would like the fuse to play it with me. Okay. So that now pops up just like that. Onto the back of my crumb cake card, and again with the fuse. And this is going to fit onto that powder pink panel, just like this. I do like making these cards. They're such fun, and they're fun for people to get as well, because they sort of pop up and they display nicely on the mantelpiece, just like that. And I've made lots of them over the years. Okay. And fuse on this one as well. And don't these colours play nicely together? They really do. There we go. Okay, and now for my daisy, I think I will apply this with a dimensional, because we can. Okay. There we are. And while I was over at the Big Shot, I thought that this area here was looking a bit bare and a bit needed a bit of something. So I cut another piece of crumb cake with one of the stitched ovals, which is in the same set as the stitched squares, because the set is called Stitched Shapes. And I'm just going to pop that panel. So I just stamped in crumb cake ink, and the stamp is from the same set, and it says "Your thoughtfulness brightened my day," which I thought was a very nice little sentiment. And we'll have a bit more bling, shall we? So we'll use the smallest of the faceted, what are we calling these? Gold faceted gems. We'll use the two smallest of those. And there you go. And there is my finished card. Now, if you want the measurements and the folding diagram, then by all means hop on over to my blog. Information is in the box below, and there will be the diagram there for you. But for now, that is it. Thank you very much for joining me, and I hope I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.